What is going on, guys? It's DeeO here with Return of DeeO here on YouTube, and today I'm going to be talking about the Anaheim 2 Supercross race. Going to do my post-race recap, whatever you want to call it. On the screen, what you're seeing is some real-life riding footage from myself using my GoPro on my GoPro arm, aimed back at myself. Obviously, you can see that. I don't know how many of you actually watch this for the video game footage or just to hear the talk. So if you want video game footage, I suggest you just minimize this window and listen to my talk. And if you actually want to watch the GoPro, then great. You can do whichever. There is a mute button and there is a minimize button, so take your pick. Alright, so we're going to jump right into this. Anaheim 2, they had their retro night, so we had some old school looking bikes, some old school looking gear. For instance, Justin Brayton's Yamaha was yellow and black, and his O'Neill gear was old school. The Hondas looked great. They even had fork boots like they used to have. Really cool, awesome idea, awesome concept. Nothing new. We've had it almost every year, but it's always fun to do a little throwback, in my opinion. So I'm going to mostly focus on the mains here. If you guys have ever listened to my post-race talks, I have absolutely no structure. I just kind of do whatever I feel like doing when I record it. And also, I don't research too much. I rewatch the mains, I take some notes, I read some race reports, but I do get information wrong often. That's just part of this. I'm just a kid on YouTube having some fun, so I've had people complaining lately, kind of deterring me, but oh well. Some of you really enjoy it, so moving right along. First off, my first section is just random heat semi LCQ, and I only have 3 points actually. Durham crashed really hard in practice, red flagged the practice, and he wasn't able to actually make A2, so hopefully he's going to be okay. Pro circuit has really been hurting with Wilson and Hill. We've had bad luck with Baggett, and so with Durham crashing, just another nail in their tire. I don't even know what to call it, but so he had to miss a race. Hopefully he'll be back for Oakland. I haven't heard yet, but we can only hope. And then just in 2 of the 450 heats, Dungey got really aggressive. He actually took out Tickle, which was great to see after him not being so aggressive. And then runs Hill wide to make his transfer spot. So really putting a statement out there compared to last week. And Justin Brayton battled back with Ryan Villopoto to win his heat. So that was really cool to see that Villopoto, I'm pretty sure, actually passed Brayton. Brayton got him back. Either way, battled with him, won the heat. That's all I have for that stuff, so we're going to move right into the 250 main. Cole Seeley hole shots, so he's out front, something we've seen before. I heard somewhere like between the first 2 races he led like 15 laps and Anderson only led 5, or no, it was 25 laps and 5. That adds up. So Seeley out front, but he's been there before and it hasn't worked out for him. In the first little section, though, right after the first corner, Justin Hill crashes. He gets sideways on the first rhythm, and it slowed down a lot of the field because he's sideways. He's actually off the bike. People are trying not to hit him or the bike. Slowed everyone down, but a crazy start for him. Cooper Webb, who is a rookie in this 250 Supercross class, he raced some 250 outdoors last year, but this is his first Supercross season. He started really well, and he's running second after all that carnage. Wilson, who's in third, crashes and takes out Osborne, who's running 6th. Not take out on purpose, but Wilson got too far into the tough blocks, went down. The tough block went into the track. Malcolm Stewart hit it, but was able to muscle the bike and keep it upright. Osborne hit it, went over the bars, so they're both down. They get up out of the top 10, so huge bummer for Wilson and all of Pro Circuit. Wilson's been working hard. He's been running 3rd and then finishing 4th, so just a bummer for him when he was running well. Would have liked to have seen what he could do with it, but that's what happens in Supercross. Pretty much, I mean, it was a great race, but Seeley had the whole shot, and he had the whole race covered. Anderson battled back from something like 6th place on the starting line to finishing 2nd. I said he started mid-pack, so, maybe 10th or so, but something like that. Anyway, Seeley only wins by 4 seconds, so Anderson charged the whole race, made his way through the pack, finishes 2nd. However, heartbreaker, apparently there was a section where Anderson doubled on a red cross flag. So you guys know you can still jump on the yellow caution flag, but when that red cross flag comes out, all wheels on the ground. So instead of Anderson getting that 2nd place and staying in the points lead, he gets docked all the way back to 4th place. Last I heard, that was the final decision, but some people are talking about protesting it because it was all fine. I did rewatch the race, and I saw a section where Anderson doubled when there was a red cross flag in front of a yellow cross flag or yellow flag. So I'm not the AMA, but I say he did double on that. Rules are rules though. I don't have all the angles. I just watched the TV broadcast, and so that's a real bummer, but that's how racing goes. You can't pick and choose who has to follow the rules. So that puts him back to 4th, which made the race results Seeley, Webb, so his first podium, awesome for Cooper Webb, Malcolm Stewart, Anderson, Hill, after that first section crash, so that was a great comeback for him to finish in 5th, McElrath, who's another rookie who battled with Webb last week, Wilson in 7th, and Osborne in 8th. So some crazy racing in the 250s, but with that whole Anderson thing, that actually puts Cole Seeley in the points lead by, I believe, 1 point? I don't know, 3 points, it doesn't matter. He's in the lead. How crazy is that? So should make for some great racing for the rest of the season. I, for one, am definitely excited about it, and I'm going to ask some questions about the 250s here at the end. So scooching right along into the 450 main, just going to, boom, gate drops. Dungey gets the whole shot with Villopoto and Dungey right in tow. And actually, you know what? Nick Way was right up there. Great ride, or great start for Nick Way. Yeah, he moved backwards pretty quickly, but that's awesome for him to be up front with the Mafia Moto crew, really representing. Nick Way's always been cool, so nice to see him up there, get a little bit of airtime before he gets passed by the top contenders. I just did air quotes, you couldn't see it, but I did. So Roczen passes Villopoto for 3rd and closes in on Stewart. I mean, I'm just reading off my notes here. Roczen just really pushed Villopoto out of the way. He had the inside double, or like, you know, doubled, tripled, whatever he did into the corner, and just made Villopoto have to get out of the way. It was a very aggressive move without actually block pass or taking him out, but he said, hey, I'm in this line, you can either slow down, let me go by, or you can run into me and take yourself out. Great move by Roczen. He's really fun to watch with his scrubs and how aggressive he is, how he's not afraid to mix it up. You know, he's young, it's great. Anyway, though, Reed was running in 5th at this point and Brayton in 6th. Dungey leading the race, tips over in a corner after the whoops. He kind of got sideways, comes off the edge of the bike and just dumps it over in the corner. So he falls back to 6th. This puts Stewart into 1st place, and really impressive watching Stewart get around Dungey, who had fallen. You know, Stewart was in the whoops and had to get on the brakes. His back end kicks out, still makes the inside of the corner. That's what separates the pros from us average folk, is being able to do crazy stuff like that. So Stewart running 1st, Villopoto got it back around Roczen and is closing in on Stewart. And one thing that I've really noticed throughout the whole race is going to come up again, but Stewart wasn't the fastest man on the planet. And I know that's an old saying, people challenge that all the time. I would say it's not even true anymore, but he is considered incredibly fast, and he just wasn't able to run away from anyone. Everyone was able to stay with him. It was real interesting. I mean, yeah, he was in front. I'm not taking anything away from the guy, but he didn't pull away when he had a clear track. But Villopoto gets really aggressive with Stewart. He runs him high in the corner before the finish line, kind of block passes him. Nothing wrong with it, of course. Just an aggressive move, and Stewart still stays in front. Next corner, Villopoto does the same thing, and Stewart's foot actually gets caught in Villopoto's front wheel, like in his forks and in his front wheel. If you ever imagine back on your younger days when you'd ride a BMX bike and you'd jam your foot in between the forks and your front tire to do a little stoppie, that's pretty much what Villopoto's bike did. It just front end stopped rolling and it slid out, and he goes down trying to pass Stewart for the lead. So that's a bummer for Villopoto. He falls back a few positions, I don't know, maybe to 4th or 5th, just right ahead of Brayton. Almost takes Brayton out when he gets going. He pops the clutch and starts to go, and Brayton has to swerve over and jump sideways. Luckily, he didn't crash or anything, but definitely need to look before you go, Villopoto. I know nerves are high, but still, it's kind of sketchy. But so Villopoto's no longer fighting for 1st in this race, with Stewart out front, Roczen and Reed running up front. Had to double check that. So Reed was hitting a different rhythm in the step on, step off section. He was just flying through it instead of like rolling and doubling, or doubling then stepping on. No, he was like tripling and then stepping off. It was nuts. They were doing it earlier in the day, but the track was breaking down so much that the front guys weren't. But nope, Reed, NFG, still going for it, still making moves, making passes, gaining on Roczen and Stewart out front. Up front, Roczen was getting really close to Stewart. Like I said, Stewart really wasn't running away with anything. But then Reed actually makes a move and gets around Roczen. So then now Reed is running down Stewart. It was really cool. Retro night, A2, and then it's James Stewart and Chad Reed running just like they did a few years back. you know, just them duking it out. Really cool to see that. What a perfect night for it. Hopefully we see more as this year goes on, but that was just something a lot of people were talking about. So you could see that Reed was much faster than Stewart. He caught and blocked past Stewart and then pulled away from him. Stewart fights back at the last lap, but for the final, I think it was 3 laps that Reed actually had the lead. He was just, that dude was on fire. I've never really liked Reed, but I was definitely cheering for him. I was so excited. He was killing it. He killed Stewart, who you guys know I'm a huge fan of, but he was just the better rider without a doubt on this night. But then he wins the race. I mean, Stewart battled back. It was actually really funny. Not really funny, but Stewart was coming through the whoops super hot. Reed had just lapped Nick Way, and as Stewart came up, Nick Way swerved all the way across the track in the middle of the whoops, and it looked intentional. It didn't look like he got out of shape. He just slid over, blocking Stewart. I don't think Stewart could have caught Reed anyway in the last half of the final lap, but still though, if it was on purpose, dick move to be a lapper and do that. If it wasn't on purpose, sorry Nick Way, I'm sure you're not watching my videos, so who cares. But it would have been interesting to see if Stewart could have put a move on Reed, you know, and you guys know Stewart, he could have went for that front tire and just seen what happened, but we'll never know. Reed takes the win, Stewart coming in second. So then in the last corner, they actually show, it was really funny, like almost no one mentioned it. Villopoto rolling around the outside, and Dungey comes inside, stands up, Villopoto, they hit, and they both fall down. Then they're in a frantic to pick up their bike. Luckily, they had a big lead and still finished 5th and 6th with Villopoto picking his bike up first. Kind of maybe standing on Dungey's bike, but I don't blame him. Dungey came in and made a very aggressive move in the last corner, which seemed a little silly, but neither of them lose position. As soon as it happened, though, I started laughing and clapping and cheering because I just thought it was hilarious, and I would have loved for them to drop like 3 more positions, but that didn't happen. So the race finished up with Reed winning it, so props to Reed winning it on the retro night. It was his first win in 22 gate drops, so perfect for 2-2 Motorsports, and just really cool for him all around. James Stewart second, Roxon, Brayton coming in strong with a 4th after last week's second. That was great. Villopoto, Dungey, Weston Pike, good ride for the privateer in there, definitely. Josh Hill, Andrew Short, Jake Weimer, and then Barsha. So now Roxon actually has a points lead back, 1 ahead of Villopoto, and Reed's in 3rd, so still in that title hunt. I believe he's only 3 points down, so definitely excited to see what comes in Oakland. Great racing so far this year. I'm excited for it to continue. So then just some kind of talking points I wanted to add at the end here, ask some questions or make some points, whatever. As I've said, James Stewart really didn't seem to have any speed. Villopoto, Roxon, and Reed all reeled in and caught him. Only Reed was able to make a pass on him, but they all reeled him in. It was really interesting to not see Stewart run away with it when he has a clear track like that. Dungey's getting aggressive. We talked about that last week. He wasn't making passes. He actually cleans out Tickle, pushes Hill wide, gets into it with RV in the last corner. Are we seeing a new and improved, or maybe not improved, but a new and changed Dungey? Do you think he's going to keep this up, or will he tone it down after that crash with Villopoto going into Oakland? Next thing, Barsha finished 10th. No word about him. I don't know what happened. I know he ran as high as 7th place. Not sure what happened, so I hope he comes in strong. And then Tomac might be coming back in Oakland, so do you guys think that Tomac can mix it up with these guys, or is he going to be mixing it up back in 7th and 8th? Just something I want to know, because you guys know how Tomac was with Roxon. Do you think he can be running up front, first, or top 5 with these guys also? And then for the 250s, can anyone run with Seeley and Anderson? They've been running away with the races. Seeley leading, Anderson getting him on the last lap, and now Seeley leading the whole thing. Anderson passing everyone else and finishing 2nd. Yes, he got docked back to 4th, but on the track ran up to 2nd. Do you think that everyone else is just fighting for 3rd place in the 250s? Or do you think that Osborne and Wilson and whoever else, even Cooper Webb, are going to step it up and start challenging these guys for wins? Just some things I wanted to throw out there, put in your guys' minds. So leave your answers down in the comments. It's always really interesting to see what you guys have to say. So anyway, my screen has since went dark because I don't have any more GoPro footage, so I'm going to find some stuff to throw in there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did watch the video, if you just listened, I hope you enjoyed that. So leave a like if you liked the video. Definitely lets me know you're enjoying it. Leave a comment, answer some of the questions, give me your thoughts, feelings, opinions. And since I've been doing this every week, I'll mention my fantasy league. In my personal friends fantasy league, I moved up from last place to second to last place, so go me. And in my return of DeeO fantasy league, I think I gained 4 positions, so I'm still in like 57th or something. So, and I know Past, I think his name is P-A-H-T, P-A-H-S-T, anyway, he's leading it. Hit me up on Twitter. He was like, hey DeeO, do you know who's leading your series? And it was him, so congratulations to him, but who knows what's going to happen going into next week. If you're doing the fantasy league, let me know how you're doing, because I know I'm stinking it up and it's almost no fun, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying. So until next time, you guys, thank you so much for watching, leaving likes, leaving comments, watching all my videos. But until next time, take it easy. If it's easy, take it twice. Thank you for watching 16 minutes, and I'll talk to you later.